Well, okay, now we're all through that. Normally, what I don't usually do, we are up to 20. I'm going to use 2500. I never actually have done this before until now. That 2500 grit by hand to see how well I can get this to come out. This smudge mudging video demonstration part 6. I'm folding it up into quarters, which, I mean, realistically, that really doesn't make a difference, being I'm doing it by hand anyway. Now I'm inverting it to the other side, one of those quarters, and doing the inside of the pot. Of course, ultimately in the end, this side, and I'll repeat that later on, this has to be cleaned out in order to make it this safe. It's safe for you to be able to use this for food service. So at this point, at the 2500 grit level, you look at this, you can start to be able to see the reflection. Like my hand, yeah, in the sides and in and out of it. It just doesn't quite look as great as you're looking at a camera. So now from there, get to from the solid to powdered and the cotton buffs. That would be these, and in the very first video I showed, about what was involved, as I showed on the melamine whiteboard. So now at this point, using the previous mentioned DeWalt rotary polisher, of which you have both a rheostat and a trigger, and a potentiometer type control in the back. Up to switch out, 3,500 RPM. As far as electronics are concerned, Fran Blanche, her channel, she can teach you all about that. Now, this has to be carefully set up onto here. You have this little snap ring on the back with these trademark items from Zephyr that go on here. This fits inside like this, and you place this on the other end of the 5/8 by and 11 twists per inch spindle over here, so that it's flared backwards. Backwards? Yes. Goes over here, along with this buff, starting primary first. Would go to here, so this would face further outward as such, and then this other clamp would go on this end like this. Yeah, that's set up, and a relatively narrow 5/8 number 11 washer threads in the inside by drive size. I don't even know what that is on the outside. Typically with an adjustable wrench, it doesn't really require a lot of torque from Husky like this, but not necessarily mechanical work, just an adjustment for different tools to use. And this locking mechanism in the back clicks onto it like that, and you can hold it on the inside and then take the adjustable wrench, or better yet the fixed one, do better than what I'm doing, and you get this in here, a good amount of tightness, centrifugal force and torque. You got that on there good, so you know this is secure, and when you pull this trigger, you're safe. Typically, I find that you want to be at about 3,000 RPM with this. In addition to that, you want your cotton buff is hooked on, the abrasiveness. This here, in order to scratch on the end after, as you put on over here in this direction. And you want it going outward each time you clean, of which you'll need to do quite a bit of. So, Zephyr's manufacturing their color codes is actually green for the primary as opposed to green for the secondary. That's how that works. To do it, to apply it and get it onto it, you want to be at about 1,500 RPM like this, or 1,000. Take this, put this, remember, this is going, when you're pointing in this direction, this is moving counterclockwise. One moving away from you, not towards you, or you can cat and go over and have a big accident. I make no claims to that. For safety precautions. You should probably be wearing better goggles than I am. Get that on there, you slow that down, and you look, and you can see some of that media is on the end of this. Now in this particular situation, I have to manipulate this in different directions. So what I got here are cut off pieces. What I got here is vise, and make sure that I point this now when we're at the powder. We're done with the solids. And the direction of this vise, a better angle on the camera, so you can see me and what I'm doing. And when the process involved, set this up here so that it's possible to put your machine inside of a shop vise so that it'll fit. Let's see, get an idea. I'm the only one doing this, so yeah, I could be seen on that. I should be seen on it. Maybe a little bit, like more to the left, like this. Yeah. And down here. That these, you can see the indentations from the jaws on it. So you want to get this here, this here, and slowly but surely, carefully work the polisher into the vise so it can be held on. Before you do that, take that cord out. There's no possibility whatsoever that accidentally jerking or flying away from you. If you put this directly against the jaws and you squeeze too hard, you can damage your tool. You can damage your polisher. Don't want to do that like that. That'll go in there. This goes in here. Slowly try to work this back until you're right on it. As such. You got, no, a little more. So this ain't making any contact with this. And you want it at its safe grip, which would be right here. Good. So that's in there. Okay. Now from there, plug this back in ever so carefully into electrical outlet. You don't accidentally trip in it. You got that going. You get a button in the side, click it and it comes off, on, off when you let go, and then a button in the side of it, you hold that in, and that'll continue to go. So, set this at 3,000 RPM, or close to it. Now, with this, what I'm doing here, to manipulate gravity in the proper way, that's why this is set up into the shop vise. Instead of putting this in here and bending it and crunching the pot, or if you got more sensitive or just straight aluminum or more sensitive alloy, or try to put that on there, hold both at the same time, go absolutely like out of control crazy. Now let's see. Oh, alright, hang on, stop. Remember, this is going counterclockwise, this is going up. If you get this caught the wrong way, poing, go flying in the air. Have an accident with it. At best, you damage what you're trying to polish. At worst, if you get injured, you get hurt. Where are we at on time? It's like 12. 12 or less than 13 to 10. As you're going, you can see the powdered block getting on there without having to constantly stop it to look at it. Look at the difference that's making already. That wasn't being careful. They catch this on here, or something with a bird that's sticking out, pointing all the way up in the air. It's something you get with experience. But accidentally come back at you with that and hit you. I should really make a disclaimer on this, man, so I don't get sued. You gotta make it a little tighter. Polish will start to move side and right. Be careful with that. Time you reapply, you got to slow down in order to get it on. And I'll pan the camera back and forth in order to show what this should look like, so everybody can see. A certain amount of heat, a certain amount of pressure, not too much. Where are we at with this? About 3,000 RPM. Whoa, got cold again. Alright, let me show this. You can temporarily take this off of here so you can see. You're looking to see how dark that is. Okay? Slow it down a little, about that much. Hold this. I'm getting stuck with the camera. Holding the camera in one hand at the same time. Now you slow this RPM down 1500, close to 1000, 1800. You got this bar. You got that there. Very carefully. Now you can see the material from the bar going on to the buff. That, work your way through it. You just got to understand that, obviously you got to be careful, and the stuff does not continue to last indefinitely. Continue on with the process. We got on time with this video, 23 minutes. Now if I work at it and I focus, I pay attention, you got most of it done in a half hour. So it's more, it don't bore the expletive profit of everyone. אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על נטילת ידיים. starting to see reflection in this. This is, yeah, oh yeah. And that ain't even all the way there yet. Time. What are we at with time here? 20, 26, about another 4 minutes. Let's go into the bottom crown. All the time, you lose your buffs too. Now, just at a half hour. Go maybe a little bit of a minute over and see if I can rub on this a little bit while I'm still going with powders in order to see the bottom this far into it. So you can see what you're doing and you know what needs more work. And you look now, and it still ain't even that far in, and you can see how much better this actually looks already. Other than the fact that there's a couple of minor holes inside of it that might have to be sealed off, and I'm not really even 100% sure of whether or not that's safe for incidental food contact. that JB Weld product that's supposed to handle 2400 Fahrenheit. So let's stop there.